In today's video, I wanted to talk a little bit about how to play, or pad as we call it, during ministry moments. What do you play? How do you play? I get those questions a lot about what specifically do you play during those ministry moments. And I think it's helpful to always have a song in your heart, in your head, at your fingertips that you can pull out at any point in time, even if it's not the song that you'll necessarily go into maybe during the invitation time. I know different churches have different ministry moments at different times, and so it could be during a worship set. It could be at the end of a message where you've extended the invitation for people to come to the Lord or come for prayer, something like that. Most of the time, those moments that I've experienced have been at the ends of a message. And so what ends up happening is I will come out on platform or on stage when the time is appropriate, and I know when the speaker is going to need that. And I'll come out and I'll either know what song we're going to go into, and I might be in that key. If there is no song, I'll just pick something and just do it. So, for example, if we were going to maybe end the service with "Oh Praise the Name" by Hillsong, I would probably be in the key of B for that. And what I would do is I'd play the chord and then I'd bring my volume in. Because the pastor, teacher, whoever is going to be talking, and I don't want it just to be... Because when you do that, all of a sudden, all the attention is on what's that noise that just came through, versus it just being, the volume's down and it's subtle, and I can bring it in slowly. And now you've got that, and depending on where the tone, learning how to pad behind somebody talking, it's almost like it's a dialogue between the two of you. It's not you just playing just to provide music. In order to really effectively do it, I think you've got to be in tune with the person speaking. And you're not just going to play on top of them as they, are talking, just like I'm doing now. I wouldn't just play on the top while I'm talking or the person's talking, because you got a lot of this movement going on here, and I'm trying to do this. This is difficult in and of itself to do, to talk and play at the same time. Singing and playing is a totally different thing because you're kind of in a cadence and a rhythm with what you're playing, but that becomes just too much, and it can get in the way, can become distracting. So that's one of the goals, is not to be distracting. You want to help complement what's happening in the moment. And so you really have to learn how to create this dialogue between you and the person speaking. As the person speaking, you want to match their tone. If they have a more, a happy tone, you can use major chords. Doesn't mean you can't use minor chords, but that's more of a happy tone. If they're really maybe a little bit more heavy sounding, you can kind of do more minor stuff. So the tone is big. And then knowing where to add color, where to add changes. Really, it's all about listening for the holes or the spaces, the breaks in between the speakers. So, you might have this chord here and it's just holding out, and then the speaker just kind of pauses for a second, and then he continues to talk. You're kind of waiting for these holes, and it's very subtle. You don't want to get too much motion in there, but you're looking for those holes to make your changes. A good exercise for this is just to play chords, not necessarily in any order. So like first, I'm in the key of B. So I'll sit here, I'm going to play this B chord, play an E chord, G sharp minor, F sharp, B over D sharp, might do a C sharp minor. This is a minor sus chord, B over D sharp, E, G sharp minor. Add some different ones. again, I'm just trying to find chords that I can use. And I'm not doing this, obviously, during the person speaking. I'm just doing this now as a practice so that I know what I could use. It's nice. It's a big chord there. Add some nice color to it. Ooh. Nice dissonance there. Still got some dissonance. So again, I'm just kind of trying to find, okay, what are the different things that I could use for there? And then knowing how to incorporate those in. When I first again, like I said, walk out on platform, I'll get out there, I'll make sure my volume's down before I ever play anything. Make sure I've got the right sound, because you definitely don't want a, let's see what we got. You don't want that. Go check out the Worship Leader Fails. I think it's Martin Smith who did that. He took his Bible, and this keyboard has a button right there, and he laid his Bible down on it. Very solemn, moment where people were just in, you feel the Spirit, and he lays his Bible down. And he's looking around like, what's going on? So you definitely want to make sure you've got the right sound. And then I've got my volume down, and I'll just walk up. A lot of times I might start with just one hand on like an open fifth. I might double it in my left hand, and then I'll bring in the volume slowly. And it's just nice because it's subtle. It doesn't draw a whole lot of attention, versus if I had it up and I just go, all of a sudden people are like, oh, there's a keyboard player. And you don't necessarily want that. You want it to be like, oh, something's there, but they don't quite know what it is. So again, I'll find something and I'll fade it in. So if we were doing Oh Praise the Name, I might be in the key of B. Another thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to add, I've got this pad that's in there, as you can see, along with my piano. I'm going to add a little bit more reverb to my piano so that it's not so harsh like this. My piano is just, it's there, you can hear it, versus if I turn in this kind of took the edge off of it a little bit. Even if I play a little harder. And it creates a little bit of just a subtleness to it. And that just helps in those those moments where you're trying to set a mood, an atmosphere of just maybe reflection, invitation. So I'll come in with that open fifth, and then I just start I listen and I see, okay, what's the speaker doing? And I might just add something and just let that sit for a second. Just let it breathe. And depending, and as the speaker's speaking, you don't need to be set to a certain tempo. You may need to just as you start it, you may need to delay it a little bit like I did there. And then land, depending on how he's speaking. Again, moving around these chords. And you're just letting it breathe. And if he starts to pick it up, it's almost like a roller coaster. You got these ebbs and flows going on there. And if you know that you're going to be moving into a song, you might want to start establishing the tempo. If you've got a click track, you can launch that. Maybe he starts praying. And a lot of churches that I've been at, they'll start praying and they might build it up, ramp it up into them singing like a big triumphant kind of deal. So if that were the case, you'd be like right here. Subtly, you could this is the chorus to Praise the Name. again, really listening to what the speaker's doing, so you don't get in the way. Maybe he starts praying, and you start adding some rhythm. Maybe you bring in a click so the rest of the band can come in, or get ready to come in. Maybe he's building. Building up, and they start singing, "Oh, praise the name," and then you move on into it, sort of thing. So yeah, that's kind of just some things there that you can use. Again, another little nugget that you can put in there for learning how to play these moments. Again, having a song in your heart. Maybe if you're not playing, you're not going to move into a song at the end. It's just you to pad. Just having a good sense of chords at your disposal. Maybe you're in the key of F. Just having these things at your disposal are really helpful. And again, knowing your chords, just sitting down and going through them and saying, okay, how do these things feel? Listening, and then definitely listening to the person speaking. Again, it's like a dialogue between the two of you. As he speaks, you're just kind of providing that pad to help glue things together, and as he takes a kind of a little bit of a break, you can make a subtle change. Again, things, especially in ministry moments, you just want subtle sorts of things. And then as it begins, if it ramps up, great. If not, if it stays down, then you just kind of stay there. And like I just did, I just kind of rolled that last chord and just let that, kind of be it. So hopefully that helps. Again, that's just another little nugget you can tuck back there in your music toolbox. Again, if you've got any questions, hit me up, Ryan@worshipartistry.com. Have a great day.